Welcome to From Chaos to Cosmos. I'm Christy, your guide in helping you find your own personal, perfect cosmic order. Today we have a quick ritual that is going to allow you to create a fiery shield of protection around yourself inspired by Mars energy. If you've been here before and this is not your first time doing this video, then feel free to skip to this timestamp here that will take you straight to the ritual. If this is your first time doing this, I recommend that you continue watching because I'm going to explain a little bit about how the ritual works and exactly what we're doing. Because when it comes to energy work, I often find that if you know the why behind doing something, it's going to be a lot more effective for you rather than just doing something just because somebody on a video tells you that that's what you need to imagine or that's what you need to do. It also means that if I teach you these skills, you're actually going to be able to use them in your day-to-day life. Of course, you're always free to come back to the video because sometimes it is just nice just to be guided. Like, I literally do guided meditations and visualizations all the time. But like, if you're maybe like in a situation where you really want to create a fiery, energetic, protective shield around yourself, and you don't necessarily want to like hop on YouTube and do the whole kind of ritual, you just want to sit down and be able to do it, learning it on your own obviously is going to be beneficial for you. So this Mars protection shield is really good for if you are going into a situation where you know there's going to be a lot of negative energy or kind of combative energy as well. So this could be energy that you know is going to be like directed at you or just in general. So even if we are in a place that has like a lot of like not great energy, it can kind of tend to get stuck to us, especially if you are kind of highly sensitive to different energies and stuff. Everybody's a little bit different, but I know for me personally, if I'm in like a little bit of a chaotic place, then I get filled with chaos. It's also really good for if you know that you're going into a situation where you want to feel really kind of confident and really kind of assertive in yourself and almost have this like warrior like feeling to you. Or it can also be good for those days when you've just like had enough and you're kind of at the end of your rope and you're like, if one more fucking thing happens, I'm actually going to snap. So creating this kind of protection shield around yourself is really good for just making sure that like nothing else gets to you during that day. Also, honestly, if like you want somebody to kind of like leave you the fuck alone, like it's also like a really good kind of energy to build around yourself as well. Like say like you're maybe walking somewhere alone at night time and you just want to come off as like really like fierce and don't touch me, don't talk to me, don't approach me. It's really good for that as well. And there is different types of energetic fields that you can create for yourself, but this one in particular is inspired by Mars. So Mars is the god of war. So some key Mars words are aggressive, assertive, intense, powerful, forceful, fierce. When we're creating our energy field, it's really good to keep these associations in mind. So like I said, there's different types of protective bubbles, and this one is definitely not like the kind of loving light, like, oh, this is, I mean you no harm, but like, leave me be, please, kind of energy. This is more like, stay away from me. It's like a real like spiky energy is how I would often describe it. It's more protective in the way that the warrior archetype would be protective as opposed to say like the mother archetype. If you think of it that way, there's going to be like a very different type of protection, and both are useful in different situations. The ritual itself is really, really simple. All you need is to be able to visualize and to be able to connect to your breath. But before we get started, it's really important that you know what the planet Mars looks like, so that when I tell you to envision Mars, you can have a clear image of that in your head. Or alternatively, you can focus on the symbol for Mars. So the symbol for Mars is actually a simplified version of a shield and a spear. So already that has that kind of like fierce warrior-like energy to it that we're trying to kind of accomplish. And in alchemy, this symbol for Mars is also the symbol for iron as well. So if you want to think of your shield being kind of like ironclad, impenetrable, it's got that kind of like, again, strong energy there to it. Take a shot every time I say the word energy in this video. So when I tell you to visualise Mars, you can either visualise the planet, or you can visualise the symbol, or you can visualise both together, maybe like the planet with the symbol right in the centre of it. The last thing to know is we are going to be working with the colour red. So the colour red is really associated with Mars, as it is known as the red planet. And red is also the colour of danger, anger, blood, power, passion, warnings. I think I just said that was the last thing that you needed to know, but I'm a liar. And you also need to know how long you want your shield to last for. I'd say kind of the maximum amount of time would probably be like a day before it naturally kind of starts to dissipate on its own. So knowing how long you actually want this energy shield to surround you is really good, because you might not want it on you the whole entire day. You might just want to set it before, for instance, like a specific meeting, or maybe you're like seeing your ex, or I don't know, something like that. You're walking home alone at night and you want to be able to set it kind of to fade away after a certain period of time. Like I said, it is going to start to naturally fade on its own. It's not like once you create this shield around yourself, that's really good to go and it is there forever. Energy is ever changing and ever moving. However, I am a Virgo, so I just like to have a little bit more control. In my world, rules help to control the fun. So if you are ready, we will begin. Come to a comfortable seated position and close down your eyes. And you want to think about growing a little bit taller in your spine, almost as if someone had a little string at the top of your head and they were gently pulling you up towards the sky. And as you maintain this length in your spine, actively think about drawing your shoulders down and away from your ears. And then I want you to bring your awareness to your breath. So if you can, I want you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Think about making your inhales as full and as deep as they could possibly be. So instead of breathing into your chest, you want to think about breathing all the way down to your belly, so much so that it starts to expand like a balloon. And then on your exhale, you want to empty all of the air out of your lungs, maybe even pulling your belly button in towards your spine at the very end of your exhale. And just taking a little bit of time to get into these deep, wide inhales through the nose and these long, smooth exhales through the mouth. Continuing with the breath, now conjure up the image of Mars in your mind. So either the planet, the symbol, or you can combine both of them together. Just bringing up the image that best suits you and taking a moment to see this image really clearly in your mind's eye as you continue with these long, deep breaths. And your mind might start to wander. Just know that that's totally normal. Just when you realise that that's happened, bringing it on back in, anchoring it back into that image of Mars in your mind. Now saying to yourself, either in your mind or out loud, I ask that the fierce and fiery energy of Mars surrounds me in a shield of protection to forcefully ward off negativity and to repel any and all harm from me. I ask that the fierce and fiery energy of Mars surrounds me in a shield of protection to forcefully ward off negativity and to repel any and all harm from me. One more time. I ask that the fierce and fiery energy of Mars surrounds me in a shield of protection to forcefully ward off negativity and to repel any and all harm from me. And then bringing your awareness back to this image of Mars in your mind. On your next inhale, envision this energy drawn to you, entering your lungs and filling you up. And on your exhale, you breathe out crimson red smoke that fills your auric field and begins to form a shield around you. Inhales draw in the energy from Mars. Exhales push this energy out to create your shield. And you might like to envision the shield becoming stronger and more impenetrable each time your exhale adds to it. So just taking some time to build this up, making it stronger and stronger with every breath. And I'll give you a couple of minutes to do this. Hopefully by now your shield is fully formed. So repeat to yourself inside or out loud, I thank the fierce and fiery energy of Mars for protecting me with this energetic shield. You may surround me until X amount of time, and after this you will naturally dissipate from my auric field and return to where you came from. I thank the fierce and fiery energy of Mars for protecting me with this energetic shield. You may surround me until, and after this, you will naturally dissipate from my auric field and return to where you came from. You can bring your awareness back to your breath now, just letting it return to its natural rhythm. You can bring some really gentle movement back to your body, just moving your head a little side to side. You can take a stretch if you like. And then starting to open your eyes. You can let me know in the comments how you feel that this went for you. If you had any cool results in actually using the shield in a certain situation, I would love to know about it. If when creating the shield, anything kind of came up for you. A really cool thing to do as well is to see if you can actually physically feel the shield around yourself and kind of tap into what that feels like. I would love to know what your field kind of feels like. To me, it feels a little bit like a kind of gentle heat and a little bit like static. That's what it feels like for me currently, so let me know what yours feels like. If you have enjoyed this video or you've learned something new, I would love if you could like the video. That lets me know that you want more like this. If you would like to see my face more, then please do subscribe. And until next time, bye.